Welcome to our daily reflection for this Saturday, June 15th. And today we'll focus on the first reading and a little bit of the psalm. They connect well together. And it's Elijah is setting out and he's going to call and disciple Elisha, who will follow him. And then Elisha has obviously a wealthy family and background. He's got a group of oxen and he slaughters them and feeds the people. And then he takes the plowing equipment, which would be very expensive and valuable, and he burns them as an offering to the Lord to cook the oxen on as a sacrifice. And then he left and followed Elijah. And of course, we know that he had to leave his parents and his family as well. So what's interesting is that here we have Elisha following the Lord and the prophet that God has, which is Elijah. And so, to follow, Elisha has to let go. And so here we see that, the cost of discipleship basically requires that if you're going to follow God, you have to leave behind things and you have to give them up and you have to let go. And that's hard. That's the paradox. And the psalm today, Psalm 16, talks about how, if calling God his God, David says, you are my Lord, and you are my inheritance and my cup. And to you, it is you who hold fast my lot. In other words, you are my inheritance. And of course, inheritance would be your possessions. And so you work hard, you save, you accumulate, you work to get more sheep or oxen to make your land fruitful. And what David is saying here is that, look, even though David's building a great kingdom, that his real inheritance is the Lord. Because at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. Even if you're David and you have a kingdom, whatever we build, however big our 401k gets, it's really temporary, it's really fleeting. And you have to let it go. And in order to possess God, oftentimes we have to be dispossessed of the things of this world and of these goods. And that to follow God is a dynamic call. And I think right now of a lot of our families here at the Augusta Institute are moving to St. Louis, and they have to give up the homes that they have and say goodbye and leave friends and sometimes family behind to follow. And following is costly. And yet you can't avoid it in the end. We all have to be we're all on a pilgrimage here. And we're all going to leave behind our homes and our family and our friends as we die. And we're going to leave this earth. And so the question is, can we learn the lessons of discipleship now and make little leavings so we can do better and better followings, so that when we do have to make that eternal pilgrimage, as David sings in the Psalm 16, God will be our inheritance and he'll see us through into the pathways of life with him in eternity in heaven. And so that's the question. So today, the lesson's about following and giving up and really being able to make sacrifices. And so let's look at the example of Elisha and the song of David and ask God to teach us these lessons and how we can apply them in our own lives today. May the Lord bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.